living in a world gone geek. It's time to geek hard or go home. The podcast is real. Here's your host, Grounded Geek.
Hey everybody, welcome to the show. It is time for The Podcast is Real here from World Gone Geek. I am Jeff, also known as Grounded Geek, and we are grateful that you're here with us another week for another show. And I am so excited about tonight's show. You guys know what is next weekend, right? It's big. It's a big weekend for a lot of people. It's Halloween, and we have a very special guest today to help us prep for Halloween by talking about candy and chocolates and fun things like that. We have Cassandra Fear from Fear's Confections on tonight. Yay! All right. But before she comes out, I do want to introduce my co-hosts. Of course, here are Utah and Aaliyah. Welcome to the show.
Greetings, programs.
Hi. What is up? And Aaliyah in glorious HD today.
You're looking.
Wow.
She turned a year older, and
you don't look a day older than 21.
Don't you dare. I was going to say.
And became high definition. Happy birthday, by the way. We missed you last week.
Thank you, guys. I appreciate it. I was moving in to my new apartment.
A new chapter in your life, a new location, a new year. My gosh, what's next? A new car.
Hey, are you going to buy it?
What is that?
But not the Hot Wheels one?
This arrived, here's from San Diego Comic-Con this year. Since it was virtual, they had the first Batmobile Hot Wheel.
Wow.
So...
Like with like the first one from the
comic books.
Yeah.
Back when he drove like a name brand car and didn't have any gadgets or anything. It was just his car. So
I love that.
Flowing around,
and his cape flowing in the back there.
You got to have the convertible.
Well, sure.
Because
you're gonna keep it in the package, right? You're not gonna open it.
Well,
be like a little kid.
Sheldon would be proud. I have two. One's still in the box.
That's the way to do it, right? Awesome. It was Halloween is coming up. We've got, I really am anxious to talk about candy. I actually went out there this week to Fear's Confections.
I'm so jealous.
I know. So I actually get to sample some candy tonight. You guys are unfortunately going to have to sit and watch me eat chocolate.
Wow.
To exterminate those chocolates.
Wow.
But yeah, I mean, we're talking like some amazing stuff. So she does candy, well, all kinds of different kinds of candy, but a lot of it is based on some of her personal pop culture passions. And she, is a geek like the rest of us. And, like we've got this camera. Well, I'm going to go large so you can, this camera will not
go large
focus. There it is. We got a stormtrooper and white chocolate here, which is
As
one of my favorites.
Be.
Yeah. Then of course you can't have a stormtrooper if you don't have Darth Vader. Look at that.
I know who these characters are now.
I feel like a girl doing makeup tutorials on TikTok.
That's exactly
right
what
now.
you're doing. You're doing like TikTok thing.
And then we have these jewels from, or I'm selling jewelry. And then of course, everybody's favorite bounty hunter, Boba Fett. Of course, I don't know. Maybe some people's favorite bounty hunter is the Mandalorian now. I have no idea.
I don't know. I had some boba tea.
Boba Fett is still my favorite. But those are awesome. And then the one I just brought up, this is my favorite of all time. We've got the TARDIS there from Doctor Who, and then $3 milk chocolate, white chocolate. And dark chocolate. And we'll ask her about those because, how in the world, because the blue one is what is amazing. Like that's chocolate. That's chocolate. She'll explain how that is possible.
Even the chess set. Okay. I know we'll talk about it later, but yeah, that was super cool.
Yeah. Oh, you've seen the chess set. Yeah. Well, actually, so I went out there this week. I was trying to get, it's just me on the screen. Everybody's just looking at me.
You went large.
That's why I need a producer. Right? I can't multitask when we're doing this show. We could have done the whole show this way and if you guys didn't say anything, it would have just stayed like that.
About 45 minutes in, we would have said something.
Hopefully, right? It's like, no wonder we don't have any viewers, just that guy's face and some other people talking. I went out there earlier this week, I had a chance to check out the store, and I took some video. I did not have time to edit it together in any kind of like fashion where we could use it as an intro. So I am just going to welcome her to the show. And then she's going to take us, explain, and we'll let her kind of navigate us through the video. Welcome to the show, Cassandra Fear from Fear's Confections.
Hey.
We are so excited that you are here. And mainly I've been excited because I haven't been able to eat this yet, but now that it's on the show and I've shown it, I can eat it. It's been driving me nuts not able to eat it.
Did you bring enough to share with the class, Jeff?
I did not.
If only the internet had that capability.
Right?
Yeah, wait, yeah. I thought you were in the internet, Utah.
No. I just said I went to internet school. There's a difference, Aaliyah. I do have 1 gigabyte fiber internet now, but that's pretty fast, but it still doesn't allow me to transfer chocolate across. You can't just
if
smash
only
it
Willy
to the
Wonka
camera.
had completed his
his little transmission thing
was part of, maybe we would be transmitting chocolate.
Funny story. I used to be a fiber optic network engineer.
That's right. That's right.
That's right.
I didn't last long enough. I didn't get there long enough to do that.
So now we know, like, you are a fiber optic engineer and a chocolatier. So we expect this we are expecting this innovation sometime soon.
It's all on you now.
I thought he was going to go the fiber-filled chocolate route. I was like, where are you going with this?
No, to transmit chocolate.
Gotcha. Yeah.
How did you go from that? How did you go from engineer to chocolates?
Well, we'll ask her. I want her whole story, but I want people to take a look at her store here. Whoops, hold on.
Whoa, hey, whoa.
So,
I have the whole world. Oh, there we go.
Okay.
The world is her store.
So this is not edited. Oh, it's really going slow. Hold on a second.
Literally inch by inch.
Okay.
Oh
it doesn't appear to be working for some reason.
I see. So Jeff, you took a long time because you went into the store in slow motion, did you? Did you buy everything in slow motion?
So yeah, it plays fine on my computer. It's not playing in StreamYard. Let's try it one more time. Here, hold on. All right. All right.
And scene.
All right. Move this thing out of the way. There we go.
It wouldn't be our podcast without any technical
we have
issues.
to have some technical issues.
It's kind of along with seasoned. That's
it's all part of the fun. All right, here we go. Let's see if we can watch it this way. Here we go. All right, so this is obviously the front. Where are you? Where's your store located?
I'm on Madison Avenue in Lakewood, Ohio, and we do ship nationwide. So
wow.
I mean, you can see all the geek paraphernalia.
A little laggy, but
what's that?
It's a little laggy, but it's there.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, it's also kind of wobbly because I was so excited about eating the chocolate that it's not my steadiest camera. There's a chess set you were talking about, Aaliyah.
Yeah.
What are these right here? Tell us what these are.
Those are marshmallows. They're from the left to right, and I do more flavors than this, but those are mint, s'mores, and cinnamon. That's kind of like if you remember Big Red Gum.
Yeah.
That kind of cinnamon. Nice. We do those as well. Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah. And here we're getting into some of the cool candy here. We've got Space Invaders.
Fantastic.
This one, I think I have a close up of this later, but this is a skull with a walnut brain, which I thought was kind of genius.
Thank you.
Yeah. That's amazing. That's awesome.
I'm not much.
And we do those all year round. Those are not just Halloween too. So
I love it. Oh my gosh.
Look at all that chocolate. First of all,
it's
your Star Wars chocolates.
Here's the Star Wars.
So yeah, the Falcon,
Han Solo and Carbonate,
and those are my favorites.
Falcons. Yeah, these are some really great stuff. Everybody who's listening on the podcast here tomorrow is like, "What are they? This is cool.
That's great.
This is why you have to watch us live on Sundays. This is why you need to come or check us out on YouTube. You can see.
I like the chunky unicorns. Those are good.
You even got some frogs there from Honeydukes. And there she is.
Oh, hey. Yeah, there's
Hey.
me.
There's the skull with the walnut brain. So again, tell me how you
brilliant.
Came up with that idea, because that's just really awesome.
So it's weird. They're a 2-part mold. So you can make like the whole thing, like with the top of the skull on it. but we leave it where it's kind of almost like lopped off cadaver style. And I was like, walnuts kind of look like brains. Let's do that. And so we've been doing those, I think, for about 8 years now. So they're really popular, especially at Halloween. But that's one of the items we do all year round because my last name is Fear.
Yep. There you
Halloween's
go.
my favorite. So, we have a couple of spooky items all year round. So
Chunky unicorns. Love it. Space Invaders 25. I should have gotten some Space Invaders. It was all I could do not to get one of those caramel apples. I'm a sucker for a good caramel apple. Anything with but yeah.
That's our TARDIS. Our TARDIS is a free little library.
Yeah, over here. I don't
Very
know if you
cool.
can see my mouse. Yeah, you can. Cool. And there's some local artists, right?
Yes, we rotate local artists out every 2 months on the wall, and then the black pillar full of stuff is a lot of people who've been selling here for years on end now, but the wall rotates out every 2 months with local people.
And I'm pausing it so people can see the artist's Instagram there. We'll give them a little shout out, which is pretty cool.
I just sold that Bob's Burgers one.
No, I was just getting ready.
Like 2 days ago, somebody bought it.
I was just getting ready to say,
I was going to buy it.
I was literally just getting ready to say, if anybody had any Christmas ideas for me, I would really like to have that Bob's Burgers.
I told the customer that if nobody bought it, I was going to buy it, and he literally turned around and pulled it off the wall. I felt like it was out of spite, but so it's theirs now.
Sorry, that's sold.
So there's Cyanide and Happiness. Tell us what's the story behind this?
That's from the first time I met them, and I'm actually now friends with Sean Koss. He's the one that drew it. He's no longer with Cyanide and Happiness. He has his own brand going now, but he even got my little hair poof in there. Like he nailed it. So that's from many moons ago, but yeah, pretty cool. He's awesome.
Free cocoa bath. And
it tastes like it feels.
With a very a celebrity from the Food Network.
Yes, that is Alton Brown.
Mm-hmm. How did that happen?
Totally by accident, actually.
Really?
Coolest day of my life. Not gonna lie, sorry, husband and children. But I was 5 months pregnant or so. Had just relocated my shop to this location. We were on the east side prior to this. Mm-hmm. And I totally missed it. He's like my hero because he's a nerd. He's a science person and he does food.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh my God. Totally went under my radar that he was going to be in Cleveland. So a bunch of people told me the night before. And so I tweeted him and was like, hey, can you please come to my store? I would love to, have you come in because we're big nerds as well. And a few minutes later, I get a private message from him on Twitter. And he's like, how's 10 a.m. tomorrow? At which point I cried. Wow. I had a total hormonal breakdown. My husband's like, what's wrong? And I'm like, Alton Brown is coming tomorrow morning. So my husband takes the day off of work or the morning off of work because he does photography on the side, brings his camera and everything. I asked him when he got here, I asked him why. And he said, so many of my customers also tweeted him that he needed to come here.
Oh, wow.
I was like, I need to figure out what this is. And we got to talk for an hour one-on-one.
Oh, that's great.
He bought a bunch of stuff. I tried to give it to him. He wouldn't. He's like, you're a small business. I'm paying for all this.
Oh, man.
We mailed him that picture and we didn't mail it to him super fast. And he was leaving to do filming and his assistant emailed me and was like, Mr. Brown wants to know if you're sending him that photo. And I was like, Mr. Brown wanted to know. It was crazy. It was super crazy. I have a t-shirt that I will never wash that he signed the back of with my business and stuff. He was a riot. I had a ball. And then a month or two later, at the end of the year, he named his top 8 restaurants in the country and top 8 boutique eateries in the country. And we were on the top 8 boutique eateries in the whole country. It was so cool.
That's fantastic.
That's amazing.
Oh,
I loved his show. Cool. My kids loved his show where he would do He would go behind the scientific. No. Yeah. The one where he was in the kitchen.
Goodies.
Yeah. And he would,
he rebooted and then did a quarantine version. And they're all great.
Yeah. Well, he would have the camera inside the cabinets and different things. Like, I loved how it was filmed, and they loved how he, explained the food and how it actually worked and stuff.
Yeah.
But he's a true food legend there. So that's pretty cool.
He actually asked me how I make my sponge candy, and I almost died. He was like, I've never heard of it. I've never had it. And I was like, like, it was just the coolest thing.
Wow.
Is awesome.
That's incredible.
So tell us a little bit about how this started for you. What was tell us the origin story of Cassandra Fear.
Well, she didn't like fiber. No.
And
no, I think like fiber. Almost nothing in here has fiber in it.
Especially coming, like Aaliyah said before, I wanted to show the video, coming from being a fiber engineer to a candy maker. How does that happen?
I loved my job. Don't get me wrong. I loved it. I was good at it. And my company that I worked for completely outsourced my entire department. So I lost my job in 2009. And then I was laid off for about a year and a half. I applied for everything that wasn't nailed down, couldn't get anything because I was either overqualified or everybody and their mother was kind of like right now, we're trying to apply for lots of things. So I was watching Food Network, like you do. And I saw a story about these two housewives that started this brownie company out of their house and became wildly successful, like a Vermont brownie company or something like that. And I was like, oh, I like brownies. The next day, I kid you not, the next day, I'm like, I could do this to make some money while I'm sitting here. And the next day I went out, I bought a bunch of stuff, started baking, and we started out as a brownie only company in 2010. So selling only online, no store or anything. And then we started expanding into candies and what I was legally allowed to make, because there's a lot of people who do not make things legally for sale out of their house. I followed everything to the letter, even had my house inspected and things. And then got more to work, worked in FDA regulatory, worked in pharmaceutical quality and things like that. And then I was selling my chocolate in another store that does not exist anymore. And she was like, do you want a partner? I want a second location. And I was like, sure. My contract was up for renewal where I was working at because I was a consultant. And I was like, I'm out. See ya. And I opened a store with this lady in 2013. And later in 2013, she stopped showing up for a week. Couldn't get a hold of her, thought she was dead in a ditch somewhere. And then one night they came in the middle of the night, stole everything, trashed the place, took all the money, and left me a nasty note. And
what?
I was on my own.
Oh my gosh.
Wow. What in the name of?
Yep. So that was cool. And then, so my landlords helped me run out my lease. You know, my family helped me with money, like loans to get equipment and stuff. And when my 1-year lease, thank God only 1 year, was up, I relocated to Lakewood. Wow. And here I am.
Yeah. That's crazy.
Wow. And so,
trust me, it was December too. I came in early to bake for Christmas. And I walked in, and the first thing I noticed, you know, those carpets you put in front of your door so you don't fall down?
Yeah.
I walked in and there was no carpet.
They even took that.
And I'm like, I'm like, what? I'm like, I swear to God, we had a carpet here. And I turned the lights on and the place is just decimated.
Oh my God.
At 5 a.m. Call my mom in Buffalo. She thought someone died because I was having a heart attack. Like, yeah, it was, yeah. And now they live in another state, and we never had a formal contract. We were two businesses just co-renting the space, but she did weird things, like took all the attachments, but left the mixers, like just to screw me over.
Just to spite you.
Like, just to spite me for no reason. And then I found out her other...
Were the police ever involved?
There was no contract. There was no...
so you had no recourse. There's nothing you could...
I'm a lot smarter now.
So you could have just as easily claimed the stuff was hers, I guess, right? Is that...
Yeah.
Well, my candy case was hers. And I was like, well, at least I got that out of it, because they weren't hauling that out of there in the middle of the night. And then somebody came back to repo it because she never paid them for it.
Oh my God.
Oh, so it's mine now. And their other location, the landlord started coming after me, wanting to know where she was, because apparently she did the same thing to her other.
Oh, wow.
She totally set me up from day one.
Oh my gosh.
So now this is just mine. I'm never involving anybody ever again.
Now you're smarter for it.
Yeah.
Wow.
And you just celebrated the anniversary, right?
We just turned 7 in this location, and we're about in March. It'll be 12 years in business altogether.
Right.
But we celebrate our Lakewood move because it was like a fresh start.
Sure.
That is great.
Cool.
Yeah, it was great. It was a wild ride.
Yeah, that sounds like a great start of a memoir or a movie or something.
I have so many people tell me I should write a book.
Absolutely.
And I kind of started to, and I don't have time.
Somebody's got to make the chocolate, right?
Somebody's got to make the chocolate, and I got 2 kids. Like, there is no time for this.
There's no time. There's no time.
Well, how old are your kids?
6, and my daughter just turned 10 October 5th.
Okay, so maybe not old enough to put to work in the candy shop yet.
My daughter has worked. My daughter has worked here.
Okay.
She knows how to run the register. She's done it a handful of times, and she knows enough about the candy and stuff like that she's helped here and there, especially when it was the pandemic and she was homeschooling and stuff like that, like virtual schooling. And
do you make them dress
come
up
in
like
here like an afternoon a week? But
do they have to dress up like Oompa Loompas?
I was just about to say, you're going to ask an Oompa Loompa question, aren't you?
Utah knows me too well.
I should get them costumes. I never thought about that.
I
have a Willy Wonka costume. I have one.
Oh my gosh. Well, how perfect would that be? You as Willy Wonka, and then your daughter, your kids as Oompa
Paint them orange and... Oh my God, I never... Kidding.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. You heard it here.
6-year-old. That would be
You
perfect.
heard it here first, folks.
You got Halloween.
Like I said before the broadcast, he's the tiniest Beetlejuice this year. So, and we did Stranger Things the other year, and he was the Demogorgon at like 4 years old.
That's amazing. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, we like to get weird, and we always make him like the protagonist of the whole thing. But
the pictures are adorable. They're all really.
Yeah. Those are some great pictures. Yeah. So, and you just had an event just now, literally right before you came on the air with us, right? Like,
yeah, it ended at 6.
So this is like one of your busiest times of the year, obviously. Do you get busy at other times as well? Like, is Christmas, Easter, like those are pretty big candy times too. Are there other times?
So we kind of we call Valentine's Christmas part 2.
Okay.
So we kind of peter out after Mother's Day. That's like the last huzzah, because Father's Day is not a big candy holiday kind of thing. But
which sucks.
Pretty much October 1st, pretty much our anniversary, because it's always the first weekend in October. We opened October 6th here. And so from October 1st, or from that event through Valentine's Day, is just
nonstop.
It's nonstop. I've worked, my longest shift I've ever worked was 38 hours.
Wow.
Without sleeping. I have slept here.
Yeah.
Because I'm just here so late and I'm so tired. I only live 4 miles away, and I don't want to do it. And then we picked back up. Last Easter was actually, with COVID, was actually our biggest Easter we've ever had, because everybody did everything via mail order. And it was actually probably our best Easter we've ever had. And then, like I said, Mother's Day, and then summer is like, so we try to do events and stuff when it's not COVID in summer, and things like that to kind of beef it up. But chocolate melts. There's no gift giving holidays. Everything's barbecues outside.
Yeah.
You know, I make lavender lemonade, which is what I'm beveraging on right now, is some lavender lemonade. We do like iced coffees and things. Like brownies are good, because even if it gets hot, who doesn't like a warm brownie, you know, like, but yeah, the summer is rough, but we have officially kicked off into madness for the season.
Yeah.
And you do ship. I mean, you ship like all over, right?
So nationwide. Yeah. We've tried doing it out of the country. We've only done it with brownies so far.
I can only imagine how much more complicated it is with food stuff.
It's really complicated, and it's really, really expensive.
I bet.
Like the Dr. Who sets and stuff, people in like England and stuff, they want them because apparently you're not allowed to do that over there.
Correct.
And it's like $10 or whatever for the set, and then like $30 to ship it.
Oh, wow.
So Nobody wants a quarter pound of chocolate for $40.
Right. They don't want to pay three times what they paid for the chocolate just to get it over there.
Yeah, we don't even offer it. I sent brownies to a soldier in Afghanistan once, like way back in the day. I did send a Doctor Who set over with somebody to England, but it didn't go in the mail. So and other than that, I think maybe one other time Canada will do, but that's about it.
Okay.
So, yeah.
So,
go ahead, Leah.
So how did you get into like creating these different characters? Were you starting that from the beginning? Did you see, like, was this just something that you were passionate about? Because obviously you are part of our geek family, as we say. But how did you get into that? I'm very curious.
Meanwhile, I will start eating the chocolate here. Demonstrate that. Yeah.
Eat it.
And the stormtrooper is a goner. No, I started doing the geek stuff, I think, at my old location, at least some of it. I know Doctor Who started there and maybe some of the Star Wars. Just because I like it and I found some licensed molds online. I will not, like, people are like, why can't you just make this character? And I'm like, because I pay Disney their money.
Yeah.
Disney has more money than God. So I don't want to get in Disney's way of anything now that they own everything.
Right.
But yeah, I found some molds, and the more I found, the more it perpetuated. And we actually, I don't have any, I sold out of them, but we have a 1981. So it's technically older than me by a minute. Star Wars set that Wilton used to make.
What?
Back in the day. That a chocolate shop was closing down. I got an email about it. I went over, bought a bunch of stuff from them, and I'm digging through I have thousands of molds in my basement. I can make almost anything you'd want. I'm digging through their thousands of molds. And at the very bottom, there's this Wilton mold that has Chewbacca, like all full body, not just the heads. Chewbacca, Stormtrooper, Darth Vader, Yoda, R2-D2, and C-3PO.
Oh, wow. So you can make chocolate action figures. Huh? You can make chocolate action figures.
Yeah, so I do. I sell the whole set. I make Yoda, like what I lovingly call, it's like this, it's like, I call it booger green. I make Yoda in that color. Darth Vader is obviously dark, Stormtrooper obviously white, and then Chewbacca's milk, R2 is milk, and then C-3PO I do in milk, and then I paint him with an edible luster dust, and I paint him gold for each set.
That would be cool.
Yeah, people love that. And the mold was starting to die and like fall completely apart. So I had to come to my mold making company, remake me extra ones. And I still have one set that is still in the packaging from 1980 or 1981 or whatever that I won't open.
Well, yeah, right. I mean, it's kind of like your first dollar for the store.
Brittle. It's almost 40. It's 40 years old. Like, it's so brittle. So I'm like, nope, that one stays in case I need to get another set made.
That's right.
And then, because I just sacrificed my one set to get it made. Wow. I needed to ship them.
Yeah.
So they could make a carbon copy of it. And so we do lots of nerdy stuff. But yeah, it just keeps going. I have Marvel stuff now that I haven't done since pre-COVID because we kind of shortened our list of things we did for a long time. I'm starting to bring some of it back. I have Guardians of the Galaxy. I have, oh my God, I have more Harry Potter stuff than just the frogs and Hedwigs. I have all kinds of things. But yeah, I make what I like.
Yeah, that's fantastic. Well, I have a technical question though, since you brought it up. And well, first of all, like, I mean, I love white chocolate, which is technically not actually chocolate, right?
It's not really chocolate, right?
It is not, by definition, it is not chocolate.
Right.
Hold 1 second. My speaker disconnected from the internet next to me, and it's making sad sounds that it makes when it disconnects. Let me turn it off.
Sure.
Oh no. We don't want sad speaker.
No,
it's making it goes like when it disconnects. It's literally sad. It's like, connect me back to the internet. So sorry, I didn't want that playing in the background. I'm sorry. So go ahead.
Well, you mentioned Yoda is booger green, and then obviously the TARDIS that I showed earlier is blue. Tell us how. I mean, we've seen white chocolate, milk chocolate, dark chocolate. How are we seeing blue and green chocolate?
It is also white chocolate.
Okay.
Yes. And my chocolate supplier happens to sell 2 shades of green, a couple, like a baby blue and tart. It's like almost exactly TARDIS blue.
Wow.
So she sells, it's just dyed slightly. Mm-hmm. But you can't, like, I feel like you can't not have a TARDIS be blue.
Right.
No,
you can't not have Yoda be green or C3PO be gold or whatever. So yeah, I buy it that way. I have dyed some colors here and there for things. I don't like to use a lot of stuff with dyes. For the most part, the most you'll see on my stuff is our truffles. Like our pumpkin truffle has orange dot, our lemon truffle has a yellow dot, things like that. But I can't. I have to have it in blue. And you can special order. People that don't like that can special order it like in milk or dark or plain.
Why?
Because some people don't want the dyes, and some people just straight up hate white chocolate. White chocolate is not popular.
Yeah, that's true.
But they'll suck it up for TARDIS blue most of the time. But if they replace it, it's usually with like milk.
Yeah.
So were you raised watching like Star Wars, or did you get into all of this stuff as you got older?
In college. I had a lot of nerdy friends. My first day at college, before it even started, I met a whole it's actually my husband's fraternity. He was in a fraternity that was the antithesis of any fraternity portrayed ever anywhere. And I was in a sorority full of the same, all nerds, computer programmers, like.
What was it? The Omega Moves?
You went there, you wake up safe with a pillow and a blanket and not in danger. Like, great bunch of guys, great bunch of girls. And the first day I was there, my husband's like, I heard that this fraternity watches wrestling, if that's a clue, watches wrestling every Monday night. And we go over there and they were all a bunch of nerds. And I was introduced to Star Wars. I was introduced to like all kinds of stuff through them. But my family, now they all watch it, or at least like my mom does. My dad, I don't think so much, but my mom was like, she made fun of me for watching Doctor Who, and now she's further in the series than I am. So I think I've broken them. How dare she? But yeah, I was like, remember when you used to mock me for this kind of? But no, I did not. We were not a nerdy family. They are now.
That's awesome.
I love that.
Now you and you also come to a lot of these conventions. That's the first time I met you was at a convention where you were selling the chocolate. Tell us about how that started out. Like what, I mean, that seems like a perfect place for you to be.
It is. It's really hit and miss for me. Like I would love to do like Wizard World, but their pricing is insane. And if you do food, a lot of the larger, like the literal convention center and stuff, will charge you an extra $500 to $1,000 per day.
Wow.
Which I couldn't even make enough chocolate to cover just that, quite frankly.
Yeah.
So I do a lot of the little local ones. I think I got started at Odd Mall and Con on
that's
the
the
Cob.
first one I saw you at. Yeah, was an Odd Mall.
I haven't done those in a minute because they're just a little far away and it's a little crazy for me to pack all that up and go back over like days and stuff. But I love Andy and Heather. They're great.
Well, he's got like 28 different Odd Malls now you can that are throughout the year.
That was like they did one in Lakewood, but I'm like, I'm 5 minutes away. You know what I mean? So sometimes some of that stuff doesn't make sense for me either. But I do love Andy and Heather. I do NEO Comic Con. The way that one started, I've done every single one. And that started because Sean walked into my store one day, walks in the front door, puts a flyer on the counter for the first one. And he's like, you're vending this. And I'm like, who are you? I had no idea. I was like, who is this dude just telling me I'm going to vend this event? And they don't typically allow food vendors in that venue, in the venues he was had used and still uses.
Right.
So I am written into their contract with an exclusivity.
Wow.
Nice.
So I've done every one of them.
Yeah, they have a concession stand in there, right? And that's what.
Yeah, they want to sell their M&Ms and pretzels and stuff, but not that I compete with that.
Right.
But so a lot of venues kind of just either tell you no or price you right out of it.
Right.
But I've done I've done little pop-ups too, like Griffin Cider House down the street when he does weird things. I did a super soft Letterkenny birthday party with a cupcake decorating station. I don't even do cupcakes here. And we all wore feather boas and crowns, if any of you have seen the show.
Wow.
It's and then he did a Willy Wonka pop-up. So I wore my Willy Wonka outfit to that. And I sold chocolate golden tickets that are painted with that same gold. And then most recently, he did a Holy Grail event. So I know you said you like to keep this family friendly. There's no cuss words, but I was sacrilegious and I took a communion chalice and I painted it gold and it was the Holy Grail that I sold. I take at Easter, I do zombie bunnies.
Love it.
And I paint them with ribs and blood and things. And then I do normal ones too, and, crosses and things like that. But I do zombie bunnies every year. I did zombie bunnies with nasty, sharp, pointy teeth. Yeah. And then I also did gigantic, comedically sized sperm for that. And we have video of us outside of the bar, somebody was doing the coconuts, and we're all running down the street together. So I do other weird oddities. I've done burlesque and drag shows. They're my people. Yeah. The weirdos are my people.
That's awesome. How about a holy hand grenade? Is that?
I looked for a grenade mold and couldn't find one in time for the event that would ship in time. So I tried.
Because you can't combat the zombie or the evil bunnies without the holy hand grenade. So that's fine.
Precisely.
Right, and you have to count to 3.
Yeah. 4 is right out. Or
4 is right out. 5 is right out.
All right.
It reminds me of that. What was that book series? With the rabbit that had the red eyes. You guys know what I'm talking about?
Banicula.
Banicula. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
I remember that.
Judy Bloom or something.
I don't remember if it was Judy Bloom, but
I
it's
don't
that
remember.
time period. That's where it came from.
But it's that same time, yeah.
Yeah, it was that same. I grew up on that. How do you know about that? You're a child.
I did too, but those books.
Leah, you're not nearly seasoned enough to know that information.
Wow, guys. I used to read the books.
Read? Your generation doesn't read books.
Okay, come on.
That is not nice. Although, you guys know I'm very terrible with reading novels because I ruin it for myself. So
you skip to the end.
So
you do what Sally does in her.
She just admitted that she was reading Dune, and we were like, "Oh, that's great! A movie's coming out. You're gonna want, you'll love to have enjoyed the beginning, middle, and end of that book when you see the movie."
Right. No,
she's only read the beginning and the end of Dune.
She read the beginning and then read the end.
Here's what so the movie is 2.5 hours.
I never read it, so I can't speak, but
Aaliyah, the movie is 2.5 hours long.
And it's only
you have to watch the first hour and then the last half hour. That's what you have to do.
Well, let me
tell me what you thought of it.
Now, technically, though, the movie is only the part of the first book.
That's
right?
a good point. The movie that's out right now is only half.
Maybe half of it. It's about halfway through, I think.
It's halfway through the story they're telling, apparently. But
apparently, somebody needs to go back and read more of the book.
Yeah.
I read the book once, and I remember it being kind of a slog.
Yeah.
But
I heard it wasn't. People like the movie better, the original anyway, better than the book. But then I've heard really mixed things about the new movie. I think I saw Dune in college.
Yeah,
it was a long time ago.
Yeah, it was mid-'80s.
And then, because I think I watched it 20 some years ago, probably. So I don't remember a thing.
Yeah,
at all. And I never read it.
It's a little out there. I mean, it's David Lynch. It's
David Lynch, movie. So it's kind of strange if it's David Lynch.
But no, this one. So I did see it, and it's pretty good. I mean, I love this director. I think he's just a visionary when it comes to cinematography and the stuff that
you just like French directors.
The images that he brings to the screen are amazing. He did wonderful things with Blade Runner 2049.
Yes, you did great with Blade Runner.
So that was for me. It was just seeing that beautiful cinematography. The movie is good, but again, it's only half. We get to the halfway point, and Zendaya is not even hardly in that first half. They advertised her as being one of the stars.
That's because she's a very large name, and they know it.
Of course. Well, the movie's full of large names, though. I mean, Timothy Chalamet. You've got Oscar
Isaac.
You've got
full on beard.
Basically, you've got Aquaman, Thanos, and Poe, who are the leaders of House Atreides, basically. And then but it was fun. It was a good movie. But I mean, basically, all Zendaya does in the first half is turn and look over her shoulder, like in about 17 different ways in different places. That's it. I'm not even joking. That's a spoiler. Sorry.
About their intro?
What's that?
Did you see the meme about their intro?
No.
Like the intro is them like doing like the spin around and look over the shoulder thing, and they're like, "This is what." Oh God, it wasn't Abercrombie, but one of like the old stores.
Hollister.
They're like, "This is." Maybe something like that, but they were like, "This is how these employees of this store look at you when you walk in."
When you walk in,
well, basically, it's that scene over and over.
They're like mad. I laughed so hard.
All right, I have to look that up. That's hilarious.
Yeah,
that's also very true.
It's a lot of that in this movie from Zendaya. Hopefully, she gets more to do in the next one. Because
we're assuming that this movie is going to be successful enough for them to make the next one.
Well, I think they have to. I mean, they just
I think they're committed.
Yeah, I think they already filmed it. Didn't they do it like back to back kind of situation? Or I don't know.
No, I don't think so.
I guess they wouldn't have to, because the book and the movie both are kind of divided into two. Like there's a lot of stuff that takes place that's political, and then he joins the Fremen and all this cool desert stuff.
Spoilers.
That's not a spoiler. That's just how it happens. That's like,
who are the Fremen?
You can see, just watch the movie. You know who the Fremen are.
You said Fremen? I thought it was Freeman.
No,
Freeman.
No.
Like
Morgan Freeman is not in this movie, Aaliyah.
Like
there
Freeman.
Are a lot of stars, but not Morgan Freeman.
Not Morgan Freeman. No. He doesn't even do a voiceover.
But maybe that would
wouldn't that be great?
That, yeah.
No, I thought you just pronounced it Freeman.
He knows what you mean. He's just
what's in the box? Pain.
Fremen. All right. So since we're doing a Halloween, I decided I wanted to kind of like do some candy trivia for you guys today. I want to ask some questions, and obviously I expect Cassandra to get all these right, because
nice, no pressure.
She's a candy expert. I'm kidding.
Trivia.
I'm kidding. Well, not really trivia, but just some interesting information.
Leah, you're so good at trivia.
Candy.
Come on now.
When we used to do game nights, I lost at trivia. Like literally, I think I only won one time.
You did, and that was when you were playing for me.
I was, and it was only because I was playing for Utah, and it was like he would win all the time.
Right.
So I feel like I was just channeling that inner Utah. So that's the joke there.
Well, my memory doesn't work, and I'm the worst at trivia. So yay!
I'm glad.
My field that I've never formally studied. I cannot wait.
There we go.
Jeff, we should have looked up a whole bunch of fiber optic engineering trivia.
That's what we should have done. Yeah. I have lots of questions about fiber.
It changed a lot.
So do you guys know what is, according to bulk sales over the last 14 years, what is America's favorite Halloween candy?
Oh, it better not be candy corn.
So Utah, what do you think it is? Like, what's your guess?
My guess is candy corn, even though I'm not a big fan of it.
Okay, Aaliyah, what do you think is the most popular Halloween candy according to most Americans?
It's probably something gross, like licorice.
I hope you didn't get this off of Family Feud.
I'm gonna say something delicious, like those Reese Cup, like a Reese Cup pumpkin or something.
Okay, Reese Cup. What do you think, Cassandra?
Butterfinger.
Those are delicious too.
Those are delicious.
So, we got some people from the audience are guessing. Jay is saying
the rainbow,
Skittles.
Jay.
Hey, Jay, what's up, man? We know Jay. And Cheryl too. We know Cheryl.
And Cheryl too.
Reese's. See, I knew it.
She's saying Reese's. So we got 2 votes for Reese's. We got a Butterfinger. We got a candy corn.
Would have been my guess, except it was taken.
Oh, sorry. No, you can guess
because
the same
Reese
thing.
Cups are
It's
so
fine.
good.
No,
they're peanut butter and chocolate. I figured that, so I went with the next peanut butter and chocolate.
It's 100%. It's Reese Cups. Yeah, they are number one. The number one candy at Halloween is Reese Cups, and this.
Thank goodness America has good taste,
right? So, but You mentioned candy corn.
I did.
So here's an interesting
against my better judgment
bit of information. So
candy corn is so
it turns
gross.
out there's a website called candystore.com that does this like every year. They kind of tally all of the statistics, all of the bulk candy sales around the country, and they try to figure out what candy is most
the trends
per state. All right. So and candy corn is number one in 5 states.
What?
Yes.
Is it Ohio?
So here are the 5 states you do not want to visit at Halloween.
Are they all in the South? They're in the South.
Here we go. Ready? It's Wyoming.
I feel like it's Ohio.
Wyoming.
Tennessee. Texas. Oregon.
Oh, no.
And South Carolina.
Interesting. That's an interesting mix.
At least Ohio.
That was according to a poll in 202016. So maybe they have changed since then, but it sucks to be a kid at Halloween.
Why Wyoming?
They buy a lot of candy corn. I like candy corn, and I'm joking about it but I wouldn't want it. Like it's not my favorite candy, for crying out loud. You know what I mean? Like it's okay.
Is there a chocolate covered candy corn?
That's gross.
They have that weird one that has chocolate, the brown one.
Yeah.
I know what you're talking about.
Chocolate, that is not.
I don't know what that is. It's not chocolate.
Those seem gross to me.
It's an abomination.
So Jay mentioned Skittles. Skittles is number 2, and M&M's comes in with number 3.
I'm surprised, like Milky Way or something.
Milky
Way isn't on there.
Do you want to guess what the top 3 candies in Ohio are? Because that's where we are. If you're listening from elsewhere, we're Ohio centric here. But
Buckeyes.
What do you think is the number 1 candy in Ohio?
That doesn't count though. It's not a brand name, right?
Right. You would think that would be it, but it's not. So what is the number 1 candy in Ohio? It's not Reese.
It's not Reese's.
No.
M&M's.
Okay, we got M&M's. And you can guess the same things. It's fine. If you think M&M's is right, then go ahead. But okay, there's a lot of dead air. We got to come up with something here.
I know.
Let's see. Well, let's see.
I should have the Jeopardy music or something.
Right. We should be doing the whole game show. Talk it out in your.
Hershey bar. This is a good choice.
Jay is guessing the Hershey bar. Cheryl is saying the Dove bar.
Dove bar.
Right.
Hershey bar.
M&M's.
Those are really good.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think about like alternative candies.
I was surprised.
I'm going to say Snickers bar.
Okay,
See,
Snickers.
that's my favorite. That's my favorite.
I'm going to say a Kit Kat bar.
It does satisfy the Snickers. And Kit Kat.
Oh.
Okay.
Break me a piece
give
of
me
that
a break,
Kit Kat
Aaliyah.
bar.
The number 1 candy in Ohio, all right, Blow Pops.
What?
I was like,
what's a blow pop?
You've never had a Blow Pops? It's a sucker.
Dum Dum.
Aaliyah, you're showing you're showing your unseasoning.
Dum Dum.
No, but it has bubble gum inside it. So you suck on the sucker and then eventually you get down to the gum and you chew the gum.
I know what you're talking about, but I feel like it's not technically called a blow pop.
It is called. It's Charms Blow Pop.
It's called a blow pop. And then there's
brand
Tootsie
name.
Pops.
Now,
And then there's Tootsie Pops is the one with the owl.
Oh, right. Okay. You're right. Let me not question.
The Tootsie Pop is, I don't
basically a blow pop.
Do you guys like Tootsie Pops?
Tootsie inside.
No.
I don't like.
I used to when I was a kid.
I've never liked them. Like I'll eat them because I'll eat candy, right? But it's got like there's something about having like a grape sucker and then
chocolate.
Getting to the chocolate, it's just like gross. Like
upsetting.
Yeah, it doesn't work for me. But
I liked it as a kid just to spite the owl. Like it doesn't take 3 licks.
Yeah. broke a few teeth.
Yeah,
but yeah, Blow Pops apparently in Ohio. M&M's, you did say that's second though. Number 3, and this is where I am not a big chocolate fan. I like chocolate, but I'm not. Well, yeah, she's mad.
Yeah,
I like chocolate, but like my daughter loves chocolate. Like it's chocolate everything, right? So I eat chocolate. It's a candy that I enjoy, but I'm more of the fruity candy type, like Skittles, Starburst.
My husband.
That's
give him a sour gummy thing anytime. That's my husband.
Well, Starburst came in 3rd place in Ohio, and so I'm on board with that. As long as it's the cherry or the strawberry, because who wants the yellow and the orange, right?
Nobody wants yellow.
No one just yellow.
What? I love the yellow.
No, it's
oh my gosh, it's going to turn into a Starburst debate.
No.
I I love the yellow.
It's always orange.
The
and red
yellow
fruit.
and the strawberry was so good. And then once
Orange
they came
and
out
red
with the
fruit.
alternative flavors, like, it was so good.
Right, like kale and
Kale.
Kale Starburst. Now,
Kale.
the best
They
is
like the lime.
They make all the reds now. Have you seen that?
Yeah, you
get
can
a
make- you can
package
buy
that's
them-
all the reds. It's cherry,
Yep.
strawberry,
Cherry, strawberry.
Cherry, anything is
I
like.
want to say watermelon might be in there. No, not watermelon.
God.
No.
It's
I did not know this existed.
like a raspberry or something.
Yeah, I
There's a
think
couple
so.
other really sweet flavors.
to eat cherry, like the entire bag of cherry. I know there's a lot of people that would. I'm just teasing.
So we decided that Reese Cups are the number one candy. All right. So this is a multiple choice question.
oh no.
How much do you think Americans spend on Reese's peanut butter cups every year? All right.
Oh my God, are you kidding me?
Is it 100 million, 250 million, or 500 million?
What are the numbers again?
100, 250, and $500 million on Reese Cups. It's the number one candy for how that people like for Halloween.
250. 250. B.
It's definitely not. It's
You're
definitely
saying
not the
500
smallest one.
million?
I'm going C.
All right. You tell.
Yeah, I'm going the big number, 500.
All right. Jay's saying B. All right.
If America was smart,
it's 500 million. 500 million. 2013, America spent 510 million on them making it the best-selling candy in the U.S. So,
That's insane.
and
there's
I
a
gotta
lot of
say,
money from my wallet.
And
in
it's
that
so
number.
simple.
Wait a second. I make scratch made peanut butter cups that are far and away better than that. Put some money over here.
Right.
Oh,
well,
yes,
hey,
that's true.
I bought your last one when
That's
I was there
true.
for my wife. And there, she had one left, and I bought it for my wife because she loves the peanut butter cups. But I like those too, and I gave it to my wife because she's awesome and she deserves it instead of me. So there you go.
Is she watching right now?
And she would beat you up if you did.
Probably not. Yeah, she doesn't watch this. She doesn't watch our show.
She doesn't watch or listen. Are
She's
you
not
kidding
that
me?
awesome. I don't know.
I mean, let's not
No,
take
I'm
it too
kidding.
far here.
I'm just playing. No, she's listening, I'm sure, to me somewhere in the house. Here she comes.
But just,
Oh, you're in trouble
ears,
now.
her ears ringing.
She is awesome. She just
ears
came to
were
confirm
ringing.
that. All right. All right. And so as long we're talking about Reese's Cups, do you guys know what year first candy fans bit into a Reese's Cup? Was it 1928, 1948, or 1968?
28. Because I was going to guess 27 out of my butt.
Oh,
so I'm
wow.
going to go with 28.
All right.
I have no idea.
What do you guys think? 48 or 68 or 28?
No, I'm gonna go 28.
Okay.
I feel like they were around before.
I'm
the
sensing a
Second World
pattern. All
War.
right, Aaliyah.
Oh, I'm going to go 48.
All right. The pattern is Cassandra answers and then Utah goes with what she says because she's the candy expert. I see how it works. Well, she's right. It's 1928.
By the way.
It's 1928. You were right. So very good. 1927.
Yeah, literally, it's just like in my head, I'm like 1927. I didn't realize it was multiple choice. So when he said 28, I'm like going with it.
Well, it's got to be 28 then.
Well, see,
Wonderful.
that was your instinct because that's when they started making them, right? Because they made them and then they sell them.
You have to
and then
research it
that's
first.
right.
Right.
It's not. They weren't released to the public until 1928.
All right.
That's exactly right.
Okay. Here's a good one. Do you guys know what the M's on M&M stand for?
Is this somebody's name?
I think you got it, Aaliyah.
I think I do, but I'm going to hold off till last.
Because you spoil Utah's plan here.
I think I know too, but I'm going to hold off till last. Oh, wait, that doesn't work. Darn it. I can't copy that answer.
All right. So I'll give you the three choices, but actually here's a hint. Jay is right. He's got the first part, Mars.
I was going to say, it's got to be Mars, right?
I was going to say Mars. Yeah.
So Mars makes like Mars.
So it's Mars.
A lot of these candy bars are made by Mars. So they
make a Mars bar.
But it's one other. Yeah, it's one other
Do
name.
they still make them?
The Mars bar.
I hope so.
I have no idea.
I don't think I've seen one in a store, maybe even ever, but
You know what?
Wow. My mom's favorite.
I have to go check BA Sweeties and see.
That's a good place to check.
My mom's favorite is like a whatchamacallit. That's
whatchamacallit. Oh, those are so great.
Those are good.
I used to love to go to the vending machines and get those.
Yeah. I would go to the gas station by my house and I'd walk there and spend my allowance on whatchamacallit.
I love that.
And the joke of, what are you eating? I don't know. I'm going to get a whatchamacallit was never not funny as a kid. My mom would hate that. She's like, "Oh, just stop it."
I don't know. Mars and Mars.
Yeah. So Mars and Mars is one of the choices.
Okay.
I forgot there was an option.
Mars and Murray is another choice, or Mars and Mercury.
Wait, Mars and Mercury, Mars and Mars and Mars and what?
Mars and Murray is the other one.
Mm-hmm. Mars and Mars. I'm going with my
first Mercury, choice. Mars, or Murray?
Yep.
I'm going to guess Murray because the other two just sound.
Yeah.
They just, I don't know. There's just, Murray sounds, the other two just sound a little too set up.
That's fair.
You know?
My initial guess was going to be Mars and Mars. So I'm going Mars and Mars.
All right. It's Mars and Murray. They're the ones
Murray?
who came up with the rainbow coated candy. I don't know. Mars went on to make lots more things, but I guess Murray didn't.
Murray lost the lottery on that one.
I guess.
Yeah. He's like the original drummer for the Beatles,
right?
Just like,
yeah,
he probably still is making a lot of money from that, though.
He's probably dead.
Something with royalties somewhere, or his family, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Can you imagine? There's somebody out there going, "Yeah, you know that second M in M&M's, that's me," and everyone's laughing at him like, "Oh, you're so funny, Grandpa." Tell us another funny joke, Grandpa.
All right.
I'm serious.
Here's another candy corn. Here's another candy corn related one. According to Google, Mars bars came back in 2017. Cheryl is our
all right.
She's our researcher.
She's our PA.
Thank you.
Hey, Cheryl.
Thanks, Cheryl. But so candy corn, we talked about being popular in 5 very odd states. Which of these names was candy corn originally sold under? So it wasn't always called candy corn. All right.
Oh, really? Was it called disgusting?
Was it known as sweet corn, chicken feed, or striped triangles?
I want to go with chicken feed.
I'm going chicken feed.
Okay.
I'm going chicken feed.
I'm just laughing.
Go with striped triangles, Utah. I think
I'm laughing at the striped triangles. I don't think it's the answer, but striped triangles just cracks me up.
It was chicken feed. To appeal to the nation's rural roots, candy corn was sold as chicken feed and featured a picture of a rooster on the box, which
of course it did.
We talked about.
Wait. There was a cock on the box.
Okay. So how many millions of pounds of candy corn are sold each year?
Too many.
Right?
Not enough.
5 million, 15 million, or 35 million.
35.
35 million.
Yeah.
What was the middle option?
What was the middle one? 15.
We'll go with the 15.
It was 35. 35 million.
Yeah, like
love it or hate
Cassandra
it.
And I said, too many.
They sell 35 million pounds a year. That's a staggering 9 billion kernels.
Oh yeah. Do you actually?
I buy it for here for 2 purposes. Well, it used to be 1. Now there's 2 this year. So I want to take you on a tour, but that'll be awkward. I make this stuff called spooky bark, which is an atrocity to my taste buds, but kids love it and adults love it. And if I only made what I liked, life would be boring, but it's white chocolate, crushed Halloween Oreos, candy corn, eyeballs. There's a couple other things in there. It's so cloyingly, disgustingly sweet. It hurts my feelings, but I do it for that. And now this year is our first year doing Halloween houses.
I saw the pictures.
Yeah, we get gingerbread houses from a local guy every year for Christmas. This year he decided to put black molasses in them and make spooky houses, but I have to make the icing and the kits. So I had to buy more candy corn for that venture. So I've had to buy more this year, and it like I said, it hurts my soul because that stuff belongs in the trash. So I am contributing to that way too many pounds of that. Yeah, my daughter was like, I wouldn't even eat that. She is 10.
No, it's so gross.
My son, that's all he wanted. He walked in the door, saw me putting the kids together. He's like, I want that. I'm like, oh my God.
Wow, really, kid?
Yeah.
I've tried to like candy corn. I really have. It just isn't good.
I cannot.
It's probably because you're eating it wrong. And this is a real statistic. This is a real poll that was done.
Do tell.
Most people nibble candy corn one color at a time. And it says 43% start by nibbling the white part first. And
which is the smallest.
A full 47% pop the entire piece into their mouth at once. So, yeah.
What's the technical way?
I was going to say, what's the preferred way then?
I don't know. I'm just saying maybe that's the answer. Maybe
this is like the whole toilet paper on top
maybe
or below.
The answer is to eat it one color at a time.
Thank you. Yes, it's up top. Yes. But
beards are cool, mullets are bad.
Oh my gosh. That's a great way to put it for the toilet paper roll because we're not primitive.
Again, it was another meme I saw and I thought it was hilarious because my daughter always puts it on backwards. So
hey, at least you got the candy corn answer right. That's all I see.
So I know that you mentioned that Snickers is your favorite candy bar. I have to agree. That's my favorite as well. It's kind of close between that and a Baby Ruth. I like both of those. The peanuts, that's what I'm looking for, right? But do you know what the Snickers bar is named for? Is it named for a person, a dog, or a horse?
Oh, I was going to say it was named after the sound people made when the person that invented it said, "This is what I want to make for a candy bar." They went.
That's not one of the choices.
Darn it.
I totally thought the same thing because when we make house-made ones here and we call them snookers, and we were going to call them chortles. Like we're trying to come up with other laughter sounds.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go with horse because that's really weird.
Yeah, it's got to be the word answer. I think it's got to be the horse.
It is. It's named after a racehorse that actually died 2 months before the bar made it to market. So the
horse never got to see it.
Never even got to know that the candy was named after him.
That's tragic.
And that was in 1930. 1930, they were selling Snickers bars.
Wow.
So I'm just going to last couple of these real quick. What is the Jolly Rancher named for? An ice cream shop, a guy who owned a ranch, or a ship?
Or a what?
A ship.
Oh, with a P.
Oh, okay, that is not what I said. I'm so sorry.
It's a family show, Utah. Ship. Matt's not even on the show tonight, and
get it together.
I'm the terrible one. I'm so sorry.
Well, that was going to be my answer until you clarified the. Okay.
Okay, so we read the choices again.
Ice cream shop, a guy who owned a ranch, or a ship.
And this is.
I'm going to go with the sea vessel.
The sea vessel. All right.
I am also going with sea vessel.
I want to go with the ice cream shop for some reason.
It's going to be the rancher, isn't it?
Yeah, it's the ice cream shop. You're right.
Oh, okay.
A 1940s ice cream shop in Colorado.
Was named Jolly Rancher?
And then the shop owners realized that there was big money in hard candy, and the rest is history.
Wow.
Wow.
I own an ice cream shop, and I would have never gone with that.
Really? Yeah, it's interesting. What's your favorite Jolly Rancher candy, guys?
Red
flavor. Red. That's not a flavor.
And I gravitate towards cherry, strawberry, watermelon.
Same.
Like that.
Same. I said it's not a flavor, but I'm totally
blue.
the same way.
The blue raspberry. That's what I was going to say. It's my favorite.
Too funny.
Yeah, whatever flavor the red one was.
Yeah.
But I haven't had a Jolly Rancher in probably decades.
Well, now they're only, so I don't know. See, this is a good question. This is where we have the age differences here. When I was a kid, a Jolly Rancher, sorry, I just
was a rectangle.
Big long stick, right? It was like a flat stick that was about this long, maybe about 4 or 5 inches long. And you pulled the wrapper down and you sucked on them.
No. The Jolly Rancher I'm thinking of was like a rectangular box-shaped candy that was.
And they were like 10 cents. I would go down.
Wait, you're way older than me then.
That's not true.
How seasoned are you?
Say that again. How seasoned? Not as seasoned as Utah by a year. And I will continue to point that out every time.
I don't even know what you're talking about.
I gotta find
I've
one.
never heard of that.
No, the Jolly Ranchers I'm thinking of are the hard candies that were box shaped and they came in the clear plastic.
Yeah, you had to
wrapping.
unwrap the little thingies.
Yep. You have to unwrap either end and pop it in your
I had
mouth.
no idea
And let the
what-
sugar coat your mouth.
Now people
actually-
melt them down and make abominations out of weird things. Oh my God, we have
What the heck is that?
What? That looks like the sour, what they call Airheads.
Yeah,
That
but it's
looks like
hard.
they're-
It's a hard candy, and it's and this is like a newer wrapper. Like this is not what it looked like when I was.
I was going
young.
to say that looks modern.
Yeah,
So apparently they
that looks
still
like
come
what I
that way.
remember Airheads looking like.
Look at that. It comes in a box that looks like toothpaste.
And then there's squares.
But the
and then
Jolly
there's-
Rancher gummies, those are good.
Yeah,
I never had the gummies.
but yeah, I would buy the sticks. They were like 5 or 10
There we go.
cents.
That's what I'm talking about. That picture right there.
These right here.
Yeah.
That.
That's a Jolly Rancher I remember.
Well,
a
that's
Jolly
what
Rancher.
that's what they are now too. I mean, that's kind of the popular.
I never saw the big long one, long flat one.
You know what?
Weird.
Maybe it was just for us hillbillies down.
Was
in,
it just West Virginia?
And
No,
that's how
I
it
don't.
was when I was. Well, not maybe it was when the hillbillies who are seasoned like me,
Seasoned hillbillies.
seasoned hillbillies had sticks for 10 cents at the gas station when I was picking up cigarettes for my dad. No, I'm kidding. That's not what I did.
Back then, they wouldn't sell them the little tyke.
They would actually back then. You
They
could
would
go down
actually.
to
They
the
would
store
never-
and pick them up
yeah.
for your parents. That's what we were just talking about that yesterday. Too funny. Okay, yeah. Jay can confirm that they were shaped like a Tangy Taffy. So Jay is a seasoned hillbilly also.
I don't remember that at all.
Oh man,
That's so weird.
too funny. Well, you know what? We're going over time a little bit, but I want to take this time to thank Cassandra for being on the show. It was so fun to talk to you.
it was
Really, you
great
guys
to
need
see
to
you.
go out and check out her store. If you're in the Cleveland area, you got to go. You got to go there because it's awesome. But then you can also order stuff beyond. So tell people how they can find you if they're not in Cleveland, and if they are, and how they can get your candy.
Okay, so if you're in Cleveland, you can come into 15208 Madison Avenue in Lakewood. If you're in Cleveland and some people just don't want to drive places, or outside of Cleveland, you can go to fearsconfections.com. And if you want to be entertained with the ridiculous things that we do constantly, we are available on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. And we make like some silly videos and things too. But
TikTok.
Now, are you
yeah, I just made a video yesterday. It's super ridiculous. And
Well, those are the best
I'm getting
kind.
my feet wet there. So
is it just at Fierce Confections at all those places, or is it?
everything but like Instagram, when I signed up for it because I'm seasoned, is Fierce Confection with no F because
interesting.
they didn't have enough characters then. I don't know if they do now,
Right.
but Facebook and Twitter are Fierce Confections. TikTok is Fierce Confections. So we're pretty easy to find. You can also email us at fierceconfections@gmail.
So there's the answer to Betty Pete's question earlier. What is the
The IG.
Instagram
Yep.
for your shop? So they asked that at the beginning. So I wanted to make sure that we got to that question before the end. Thank you so much. Like I said, this candy is awesome. I'm going to have to share
It's such
some of these with my
fantastic stuff.
family now. I did buy a bunch when I was there.
Stop rubbing it in, Jeff.
Yeah.
But the thing is with this TARDIS and Daleks, like it's like art. Like I don't want to open it. Like I feel like it's.
Jeff, you should have bought two. You got to buy two.
I have people that do that. I have people who have
believe
ordered,
it.
like especially the Falcon. The Millennium Falcon is like probably our most popular Star Wars. They have ordered it 6+ years ago and have it sitting on their mantle or still in their freezer.
Wow.
And I imagine it has to look like garbage by now.
Yeah.
I'm like, we're still here. You can come get another one. Like, please stop.
Yeah, I feel
and
like
please, for the love of God, don't eat that.
Don't eat it, right?
Yeah, don't.
So,
Yeah.
yeah.
When do you? So before you go,
Yeah,
tell us
what's
like,
the
when-
expiration date?
When
Yeah.
would this be bad for me to eat?
So
How long can I sit on this before I eat it? Well, I don't want to sit on it. It'll melt right away.
Per my supplier, everything solid is good for about 6 months.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
And then my stuff that has our house-made fillings and our gourmet fillings that we do, we don't add any preservatives or anything. So most of those are at a month or less. Some stuff's a little longer, some stuff's a little shorter. But yeah, if you're one of the people who wants to keep something for 6 years, please don't
eat it.
Get hungry one day and decide to do that to yourself or me. I don't want my name on that.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
I will probably eat it sooner than that. I don't think it'll last that long in this house.
How can you like stare at that for 6 years and just be like,
Aaliyah,
okay,
have you seen that chocolate falcon?
Yeah,
the chocolate falcon is a work of art.
I'm telling you though, look at that TARDIS, like the detail on this TARDIS. Let me try to.
Do you sculpt that? Yes, I said.
Yes, it's $3 because I spent 3 hours sculpting it. No,
each one is.
It would be $30. Like no way.
And it would be worth it.
But it's so cool. Like it's not like it's perfect. Like there's no like I don't know.
Those awesome. Are great molds. Yeah, they look really great.
I know.
I can't wait to eat it now. I guess I'm going to. Thanks so much for being on the show. I do want to tell folks about, that's just me on the screen again. I did this again.
We need to fire our producer.
I do, right? Exactly. I do want to tell folks about some things that are upcoming. We've got game night is coming back. We lied last week and said it was coming back last week. But we're not lying this week. It's actually coming back. We're teaming up with the folks at Circle of Nerds actually to play some Jackbox games. Jackbox Party Jackbox Party Pack 8, brand new, right? Literally dropped last Thursday, or 2 Thursdays recently. And so we are playing it for the first time as a team of friends here. So we'll be joined by Circle of Nerds again, which by the way, I'm wearing one of their t-shirts.
Oh, you're wearing one of the shirts
that
I won.
And I was their Aunt Beru from Star Wars on some of their stuff.
That's right. She's been on with Circle of Nerds too.
That's right.
And so they'll be here with us along with Utah and Aaliyah, probably a couple other people. We may have a larger group for this first show back. So that's going to be fun. That's going to be on Tuesdays now. So it's moved to Tuesdays, and that's all Utah's fault. So if you really liked it on Thursdays, I'm kidding. But yeah, we wanted to make sure that we could accommodate the schedules and make sure that everybody could play. So it's gone to Tuesdays. And then next week, like I said, Halloween, basically, Aaliyah and Utah are not going to be on the show next week. So
yeah, we're going to get candy. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They will be trick-or-treating. Yeah. Obviously, Cassandra will not be on it because that's your busiest day, right? And you do have something going on Halloween, right? Tell us what that is.
Yes, it's not my busiest day, but my neighborhood stinks and there are no children and there's nothing fun to do. And so this is our 8th year, we actually hand out our candy. We hand out little Halloween suckers to all the kids that come by, and then my in-laws babysit the store, and we take our kids through Lakewood because it is like reminiscent of me trick-or-treating in the 80s in this neighborhood. So we take them over here. So we will be handing out candy from 6 to 8 on Halloween.
Yeah. So you can that'd be a fun time to go and visit.
And we're closed Sundays and Mondays normally. We're only open for special events, so don't.
Right.
So
we're only here 6 to 8 next week.
Awesome. But we will still have a show next week. I am actually going to be having a film discussion with someone. So this is actually kind of fascinating. There is a movie called As the Earth Turns. It's a silent movie that was made back in 1938 by a guy named Robert H. Lyford, who later on went on to work for Disney and won Oscars and stuff like that. But he had this unknown silent movie that he made when he was 20 years old, all by himself not by himself. He had actors and other stuff. He was really talented guy.
He did everything on his own.
But you can imagine student films and, as somebody who's made those kinds of films and shorts and really, carried that, VHS camera around in the 80s that I was going to be making movies and, and instead of hosting podcasts, but someday maybe. But this movie, he was 20 years old, and again in 1937, he's making a movie that is a silent film that would go on to basically kind of disappear. Nobody even knew about it. It's been recently uncovered, and the guy who helped uncover it and composed a brand new score for it is going to be on the show. Ed Hartman will be with us, and it's going to premiere on Turner Classic Movies at midnight on Halloween. So he's got a whole junket of people that he's talking to, and because we're on the East Coast, he was willing to come talk to me. So it's going to be awesome.
Great.
I can't wait to have that discussion. As a as a film buff, I'm really looking forward
That's
to
very
it.
cool.
I've already had a chance to see the movie. It's called As the Earth Turns. And again, it's a silent film by Richard H. Lyford. And Ed Hartman, the composer of the music. He's done independent films and has had his music in some shows, things like that. We're going to talk about all that stuff. So we will still have a show. Please come and watch it. If you can't, check it out on the podcast the next day. As you know, we always drop the audio the next day, and you can find it on all your favorite podcast players. Thanks again for joining us. We hope that you will join us next time. This has been World Gone Geek. The podcast is real. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter and YouTube
and stuff
and all the places.
And TikTok.
Everything.
That's right. We'll see you guys next time.
Thanks for having me.
Oopsie doon.
The Podcast is Real is a World Gone Geek production.